Oh my God, the clowns are here! Here come the clowns!
Hello.
I'm gonna share a lot of tacky jokes here. I'm sure that we're gonna fight for tackiness. The low.
We're certainly
Bar.
not
We all
above
got
that.
in. No, we're not. Oh, there we are. We got a group
we
shot.
got a
Yeah.
wide shot. Yeah, lovely.
Okay, now
come unplugged?
a couple
Plug in.
weeks ago, I heard about something going on in Washington D.C. called Clown Cabaret, and just the topic, just the title, was enough to excite the hell out of me, you know. And I went over to see these guys. Can you put the visual on for Clown Cabaret?
That's not us. Looks close.
There we go.
Different outfits, that's all, yeah. And it was just a great evening. You could go and get plastered. They have wine and beer and everything. And if I recall, I don't think there was an intermission, so you don't have to wobble out.
No, exactly.
During intermission, and you just stay there and have fun. And it's like TV because there's a new act like every 5 minutes or something, and it just goes like a freight train, man. You're on that thing, you know, until it stops at the end of the station, and it's just wonderful. And then I heard they're doing something. So that's what we have here. Come back to the shot on us.
Oh, thank you.
And we have here with Clown Cabaret, Rich Potter on my right, your left, or who's left? Karen Barris?
Barris?
Either one. They're both here today.
He got my name right.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I've been talking
You're
to him for a
practically
week.
famous.
And I'm still reading it, too. So. And Matthew Pauly, right?
Hello.
Hey.
Yeah.
Got it right the first time.
Well
I am
done.
terrible with names. I was telling Rich that through texting or whatever. That I don't know what it is. I mean, it's like ex-wives. I forget the name of it. And maybe I can never be a politician or something. All these people just see you once and they see you and they know your birthday and everything. I can tell you things about your life, but I can't remember your name.
Well, I was always told that there are those people that remember faces and those people that remember names, and I don't fall under either of those categories, so I can't hold you
You just
responsible.
remember,
Who are you?
I remember tacky jokes. Yeah. One of the things that they're doing a very special fundraising event too. One of the reasons here, besides learning their life and how we could learn from what they're doing in life, because I think it's an important adventure they're on. But show the next slide. This is called Delusions of Grandeur. It's just Tuesday night. It's their act that's up at the Jim Rouse Theater, huh?
Yeah, out in
Fancy
Columbia.
stuff.
Columbia, Maryland.
Columbia, Maryland, right. And April 30th at 7:30 p.m. I had to read it. I mean, I don't memorize any of that.
Oh, forgiven.
Well, you can also, and you can go to the website and learn about it too at clowncabaret.com.
And it's just wonderful stuff. We have a little clip of the show too.
Oh, do we?
Yeah,
That's
right.
exciting.
Okay. Where'd that come
last
from?
year.
Oh, that.
Yeah, this is familiar.
What are you people doing out here? Shakespeare. Well, did I steal that or what? I mean, you were a little surprised.
We
No,
forget
that
that
was
when we
great.
put things on the internet, people can find them.
But I mean, it's a chance to see you guys because you won't be down at the cabaret until June, right?
Correct.
Right.
June 10th
So-
is our next show at the Clown
June
Cabaret
10th.
in
the-
Washington, D.C.
Right, the shop at Fort Fringe.
But
which
April
is-
30th is a great time to see
Yes,
us.
but
Yeah,
April 30th.
right. April
get right on
30th,
it.
so get it now.
If you're
Make it
Joneses
up.
for the Clownses, April 30th is the time.
And that's a fundraiser too for the
Yes,
school,
for
right?
the
Right.
Yeah.
For the-
speech and debate team. at-
He's reading too.
Yeah,
That's
well,
right.
yeah, no, I can.
That's fine.
The wildlife
He doesn't know
school.
either.
I wrote it down so I wouldn't have to remember. the Wild Lake High School speech and debate
Yeah.
team, and we're happy that they've asked us to
Yeah.
partner with them to help.
No, that's good. My
There's some
wife
problems.
actually does work with them up there.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, she runs something called Schoolgirls Unite, which young girls here and middle school and young girls like in Africa, and trying to get them to go keep going to school because like they quit at first grade or
Right.
something because they
Wow.
don't have $40. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And so she's got a very active chapter up there. So I told her about that. Oh yeah, I know them.
Great.
Right. But it's a great thing to do. I mean, that's why I've seen some of your other work, on the web too, and you were really kid-oriented a lot, which is wonderful. I am too. When I go anywhere, man, the kids just.
That suit must be a kid magnet.
Well, it's funny. Like I belonged to a very snobby country club for 30 years. It was a prestige thing.
Are they listening?
They wouldn't be. I don't have to worry about it. And nobody says boo to me up there. Because they don't know what to say. I mean, people is sort of like the income level. How this, like if you walked around
Right.
your clown outfit, in Bethesda, everybody, whatever, yeah. Down in Adams Morgan, you'd be the Pope.
Right.
Maybe.
Yeah, but when their kids comes, that's what's funny. The kid wants to meet me. The kid wants to see me. So this person who I've been naked with in the shower and never said boo to, now becomes my best friend because the kid wants to meet me.
Right, right. Well, that's actually something that we like to take advantage of with the clowning. Is there's an expectation that it's accessible for children, and we hope that it will be accessible for children. But we're operating on a lot of different levels. So sometimes the kid is what brings everybody in through the door, but then the adults are happy to say, "Oh, actually, I don't know if my kid got that joke, but I did."
Well, again, I mean, Disney does that, right? Everybody for kids does that. By the way, I have another clip that I stole that somebody at the table may not appreciate.
I hope it's not me.
No, if it's
Eric,
not me
you
from
wanna do
1989.
Now I'm afraid.
Let us see.
At 34.
Oh,
He ain't trying either.
Joke. I mean, that's neat stuff. How the hell do you do that? I've seen you do it a lot of times. On the web, not in person. You don't do it. You do it at the clown.
That particular one, I haven't done in a while. Just that's hard on the knees. I mean, there's some
would imagine.
real nuts and bolts stuff about this work, and that one. I mean,
You grow out of it.
well, I'll say the cost it would take for me to do that is higher and higher as time goes on. I'll still do it, but the price has to be right. And Letterman, he got me to do it,
Right.
and I was younger.
Right. No, that's
About-
amazing stuff. I can't imagine. I mean, watching you the other night work, I didn't see that athletic ability because there was nothing that required it. He was running up and down this audience all the time. So I saw that.
You were.
oh, I do all man. No, I was.
Weren't
am
you
I saying?
running up and down the audience?
At the last cabaret,
he
I
wasn't
actually had
there.
to miss because I'm
Oh, I
working
see.
on
Oh,
another
right.
show.
So it's another person that's very much like him.
Yeah.
Me. I
I
was
have that
running
everyman
No, I know
quality.
you.
I was
He does a lot of nonverbal work, and there was another
see.
mime there. So
I
it's,
see.
they all look alike.
It's an
That's
easy
okay.
mistake to
I,
make.
I didn't hear them, I guess.
True. I mean, I climbed through the audience to pie someone.
Sure.
but
Oh,
I don't
that's
remember anybody
right,
else
yeah.
Maybe it was
running through
maybe it was
the
Karen.
Yeah.
And Paul
Are
Reisman
you
and I walked
pretending to be me?
What?
Are you pretending to be me?
You're the same height. It's easy to
Be who you
confuse
are.
you.
Yes,
Be
I
yourself.
was pretending to be you.
I feared that.
Well, you know what? I'm
Probably
has
doing
to
a better
be
job
when
at
you're
it
not
too.
there.
No, it's true.
To me,
Wrist.
I think clowns. Of course, I'm biased. We all are about things, but what could be a better choice of life than to use yourself to bring joy to other people? I mean, who the hell has that wonderful option. You know, very few of us.
Clowns and drug dealers.
Well, now
We are the drug dealers of the soul.
Right, exactly. And that's why-
concerned about your
Cut that one
metaphor.
out.
we don't make nearly as much money as the drug
No.
dealers.
Oh,
So that's
And
the
we're a
other
lot more
issue.
legal.
See, I mean, to me, it's like, how do we encourage people to do what they really want to do in life? You know, and that's why I think you guys here to me are okay. Here's three bright people that they know what they want to do, and they're figuring it out. You know, and that's what life is for all of us. You know, but we always think there's some special path or some special
It's a-
thing, and
It's a
whatever.
constant process of
Yeah.
figuring it out.
Right.
I think one of the main reasons why people wind up doing this is because they don't really have a fallback plan. If you have anything else that you can
Yeah.
do, it's probably going to be more comfortable to do that other
Yes.
thing. We do this because we have to.
Yes, absolutely. Well, I think fallback plans are stupid. You know, you should, no, because then you don't really want to do it if you have a fallback plan.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to go all in.
So what are the economics of it? Like, are there enough like clown things, or you have to do non-clown things, or semi-clown things, or?
Well, there are a number of different markets. You know, it goes from birthday parties all the way up to working the White House.
Is the White House free?
The White House
well,
does not generally pay as well as other gigs.
Yeah.
Really?
It's
Oh, my
it looks
goodness.
great on the resume,
I
It's
see.
great
so
on the
you'll do it.
resume.
and they know that.
They know that.
And I think the White House has fallen behind on its mortgage. I think they're
I see.
underwater.
Yeah.
I know a
Oh,
guy
no,
they could
I
call. But there are a lot of different options. I mean, Karen could talk about doing trade shows.
I do a lot of corporate
Yeah.
gigs. More as a magician, I just use. I mean, the magic clown. Let's try and use an entire sentence.
Why?
Clown tends to work its way through most of what we do. So, regardless of what style of performing we're doing, the clown aspect works its way in there. And in doing trade show presentations, I'm still trying to reach out and connect with the audience. I'm using magic as a marketing tool to draw people in and give them the information about the products, and that helps pay my bills. But the clowning aspect has made it much easier for me to reach out and touch people.
Yeah, in
Not
many
Right.
ways,
cheesy
clowning
sense, but-
is more of a it's an access method.
Right.
It's a way of being recognizable to people they sort of see themselves at their most vulnerable when they're looking at a clown,
I
and
see.
that allows you to start a dialogue that can take a lot of different forms.
As a performer or off stage? I mean, you're talking about.
As a performer, more than
As a performer is ultimately the goal, and in fact, a lot of clowns are introverted when they're not performing because they're so exposed when they're performing that they kind of need to protect themselves when they're not. But there is a level of honesty and exposure of yourself when you're clowning that it makes it easier for the audience to come to you. But
Karen,
it's
you
also
said
kind of
something
terrifying.
interesting that I heard you say in a video about the barrier. Like if you're acting, there's really a barrier between you and the audience. But clowning is not that.
It's called breaking the fourth
Is
wall.
that what it is?
A theater, they're on stage. There are the three walls on the sides and the back, and there's an imaginary fourth wall between the performers and the audience. And clowns will break that fourth wall, address the audience directly, interact with the audience directly.
Acknowledge that they're in a show.
Yeah.
You know, if you go to see Hamlet, the audience makes an agreement with the company that we're going to pretend this is Denmark, and we're
I
going to
see.
pretend that this guy's a
Uh-huh.
king. And whereas the clown's like, okay, so we're all in this theater,
I see.
and while we're here, I'm going to put on this crown, and I'm going to act like I'm the prince. But yeah, I mean, you know it's me, right? I mean, and whatever's happening in that show is what's honestly happening right now. So you embrace mistakes and you run with them, and
Is
in
there?
the
That's what's going on with our show Delusions of Grandeur, where we do Hamlet, but we do it as like the audience is in on it. Like we are on stage. We are doing Hamlet, and it's not a show about Shakespeare, but it is about.
there's some Shakespeare.
Yeah, there's
yeah.
And
Yeah.
there's a lot of discussion when people, they want to say, oh, who's your clown character? You know, who is your clown? And the short answer is, my clown is me. It's just a really, as you said, exposed, vulnerable version of me. But it is me. There isn't some sort of special extra. Big Red knows me.
I like to
Mustache.
Mustache me sometimes.
I like to describe it as it's me, but with a few tweaks on the volume knobs.
Yeah.
There it is, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but I find, at least my own work, that the only way you could do that is performing. You know what I mean? Nobody will put up with it off stage.
That's a long, hard lesson to learn for some of us.
It
some of
can
us,
be a
it's
little
harder
much at the
than
dinner
others.
table.
My wife likes me. Sometimes.
The dog loves you all the
All
time.
right.
Yeah, when I paint myself with peanut butter.
So, you know, say you're 18 years old and you hate your college, you know, and you're gonna bag it, and hey, shit, I'll become a clown. You know?
Boy, check with your parents first. I told my parents I was going to run away with the circus my junior year of college, and they said, well, that's great, but we won't finish paying for you to go back. And I went, oh, I'm going to finish this up, then run away with the circus.
So what are the normal routes? Is it all, I mean, is the best way through a circus venue or to learn the system?
Normal routes, that's a
Yeah,
good question.
There are
What is a
lot of
normal
different
clown?
Yeah, right.
So many paths to get
There's
from
6
point A to point B.
Yeah, 6.5 billion clowns on this planet,
Right.
so there's
Right.
no normal. Yeah,
Traditionally, the clown came from circus performers that had developed, you know, they were trapeze artists, they were horseback riders. They hit a point where they were too old to do the physicality of that.
Like
And
one
they had-
pogo stick. You know?
Right, and they had developed this, they had all these mad skills, and now they needed a way to still present them, and so they became kind of the relief in the circus, that moment when they needed to cover a change of scenery, or mock
I
something
see.
more serious going on.
Like in the bull ring, the clown.
There's
Yeah,
some of
different
that as
style,
well,
different.
yeah.
Yeah, see, when you say clown, you're like taking a number of different professions and boiling them down to this one word. There are circus clowns, there are theater clowns, there are rodeo clowns, there are birthday clowns, and there is a lot of crossover. Although in my nearly 30-year career, I've never met a rodeo clown, for instance. I've met pretty much people
don't
from
live
all
long,
those other.
maybe.
What's that?
Maybe they don't live long.
Yeah, exactly.
Keep to themselves. They're quiet.
It is a dodgy life.
Dodgy.
But-
Well done.
Oh, look at
That's
you in the
one.
wordplay.
Really do.
But yeah, there are a lot of different routes that people can take to it. It certainly helps to. There are classes available. There are people who have trained. There are some very serious institutions. Rich and I
Serious.
both went to a clown college that no longer exists, but there's
Since you left.
since we left it is
Yeah,
closed down. We emptied them out of all they had.
I told you not to play with those matches.
Well, but there's a few places around the U.S., a few places around the world, but then there are also workshops that are offered by people who have had that sort of training. Often they're offered through theater companies or just independently. One of the goals for Clown Cabaret in the not too distant future is for us to start sharing some of what we've learned and offer some classes. But as important as it is to sort of have an intellectual understanding and to get some of this training, and you want to be clear with what you're delivering to your audience, there is no substitution for doing it.
Doing it, like everything, I guess.
Right.
But if your niece or nephew came up to you, on the sly and said, "Hey, how do I become like you? Where do I go?"
That's happened to me.
Oh, really? He's driving the car.
Yeah.
So what do you say? What do you tell him?
Well, A, I am encouraging, and B, I say that's between you and your parents. But what I would say is learn as much as you can in school, because
I mean, so that's acting classes. Start with acting
no,
classes.
I'm talking
and stuff?
about like history and math.
Oh,
and
that shit.
because
I thought that's why
Actually
you
get
became a
an
clown.
education.
yeah, it's not a substitute.
Yeah, right,
Being a clown is not a substitute for knowing stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And-
the clown has to know stuff in order to have anything to say.
Yeah,
And that's
exactly.
why so many of them used to be older. They'd come.
I see.
It's much easier to relate to your audience if your audience gets that you understand who they are.
Well, when I studied in Europe, many of my teachers said no one has any business being a clown till they're 30 years old.
Wow.
And you know, now I'm on that side of I started when I was 16.
Wow.
And I look back and it's like there's a big truth to what they say.
Yeah.
And, you know, I was still an entertaining performer, maybe around age 19, 20, but it took a few years to kind of get an act together. But there is a point that you need this richness of life experience to really understand what you're going to say, like Matthew says.
Is if somebody wants to be a writer, usually the first advice they get is read a lot. Experience life, learn how other people write and how they describe it, find out the sort of writing you like. And I would say a very similar thing applies to clown. Experience life so you see what's going on and you have something to say, but also find the performers that entertain you and start to get a sense of what is it about Wile E. Coyote that's so compelling. What is it about the Three
take it
Stooges
apart.
or
I
Abbott
mean,
and Costello?
most of us, like art, I guess, we know what's we like for art, but we can't explain it. So
Sure.
comedy's like that too.
Can be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I mean, and there are obviously, like, if my niece or nephew said, hey, I really want to learn some circus skills, I would tell them to go to the Center Ring Circus School. If they said, I want to learn to be a clown, I'd say, yeah, take some theater classes. See a lot of theater. Find out what it is in that makes you laugh. Go to the Center Ring Circus School, because that's a local
Columbia, Maryland.
Columbia,
I see.
Maryland circus school.
Oh, there's a circus school in Columbia,
Yeah.
Maryland?
In Columbia,
exactly.
Maryland.
Oh, really?
It's
Oh,
new.
terrific.
It just
Yeah.
opened in the
Just
last
opened.
year, but
Wow.
I've
Yeah.
worked with the guy for years.
Yeah, he's worked
So
with a
pretty
couple
legit.
of major circuses,
Yeah.
and
He's incredible. I mean, there are other instructors in the area that I would refer them to, but mostly I would say what Rich said. You know, keep studying and
Cram your head full of knowledge, because
Yeah.
it cannot hurt.
see as much theater, watch as much comedy as you can, and figure out what it is you like about it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no simple answer to say. You know, tomorrow morning I get up, I put on a red nose, and I'm a clown.
Right.
It just doesn't work that
or
way.
I
In
like
fact,
pies in my face. So
yeah,
I'll
you
become a-
you can
Right.
get a book or a video and learn how to juggle, and that's great. Doesn't make you a clown, makes you a juggler. You can spend some time talking with people, learning how to make the pies and throw the pies and take the pies. That's great. That's a skill. Learn how to walk on stilts. Perfect. It's a skill. Learn how to ride a unicycle. Great. It's a skill. These are skills that a lot of clowns have. It's not what makes them a clown. What makes them a clown is who they are and how they say what they have to say. And they can use those tools to great effect.
So it's all inside.
Yeah.
Very much so.
And I would
Well,
say-
how do you? I mean, in growing up, that's what I found, and that's why I envy you guys so much, because your life is maybe that's why I'm attracted to it, because you're trying to bring out. See, I mean, to me, life as a young person was people pushing shit down in you. Yeah,
I think-
not to put out. Yeah.
I think I was very lucky. I had a very supportive family, and in fact, when I went to college, my father said I should get a teaching degree so I could fall back on something. And I said,
the old
and-
fat back thing.
right?
Yeah,
And I said, I don't need that.
yeah.
I got an anthropology degree.
Oh,
I
yeah.
can always fall back on that.
I was told to get a computer programming degree, and that didn't pan out either.
Oh
I
my
just-
goodness! look
Somebody
at the
should have
time
told me
already.
something.
Well, what I wanted to do too today is, you know, I think, you know, clowns are very important. I think they get a bad rap. I mean, you know this more than I do, but I mean, we have a defense department for people who make us safe, you know, and we have a Department of Veterans Affairs. Eric, could you get the next slide I have here, number 35? See, I think
Department of
what's more
Clothes?
important than our safety is
I like it.
We should have that.
Oh, totally.
Totally have
How
that.
do we
is
get
the
that?
Department of, we have Veterans Affairs, right?
I want to
And heavens
ride the
knows
elevator
they-
in that
I
building.
do too.
I have no idea. I found that on the web. It's a real building, yeah.
That's fantastic.
But why don't we have a Department of Clown Affairs? If these are the people in our society who are taking care of our soul, and you know, that's why I think maybe clowns. You guys are probably the best lovers in the world. Yeah, because to me, a lover is someone who wants to make somebody else happy. right? So a good
Yeah.
lover doesn't have to be told what to do, right? Knows instinctively how to make somebody happy.
Well, I
Yeah.
don't think any of us are going to argue that point.
Well, I would say if you don't know instinctively, it's important though to be able to ask the questions.
Right. Oh, funny you'd ask.
So,
So what I thought, see, to encourage more people to become clowns, I thought it's sort of like veterans. I speak at the Walter Reed, the vets come home and broken up and all that kind of stuff, to tell them about programs that are not in the Department of Defense or the Veterans Affairs. See, they all know about the veterans programs and everything else, but they don't know about how to get your mortgage at 50% off.
Right.
Right.
And all this other stuff that would be helpful to clowns that want to start a career or whatever.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
in my U.S. Department of Clown Affairs, let's go. I put a bunch of things that. First of all, we have clown student loans. On the page 36, 30.
Where do we get those?
Okay. Well, actually, for clowns that have student loans, that they can't do anything with anymore, and they owe them, and people aren't nice and letting you not pay. There is a program at the Department of Education, that has these things where you could decrease the payments. By extending your loan, you could reduce the payments because, if you have a bad clown season and you're not making as much money.
Times can get hard for anybody.
Exactly, right. So there's programs for that, so any clowns But see, we have to have a clown organization. Otherwise, people aren't going to look at the Department of Education for help for clowns. See? So that's why we need this Bureau of Clown Affairs. Or even temporarily stop making payments. You're able to do that now with the loans.
Wow.
Or even forgive them. You could get part of your loans forgiven, but people don't know, and they act out a consultant like we had here, or whatever. And they'll sell you money. So so that's these student loans. Now the other thing is page 37, Eric. Here, now let's say you want to know how to learn that skill.
Yeah.
Now, this is a real program again. The Department of Labor in every state has training money for your profession.
Huh?
So you can watch that video there. I have, and it'll show that you can get up to $8,000 to train for a needed skill for your profession. So you want to know, go how to hey, if I only could walk on one stilt, I could really earn more money. Or hop on one stilt. That kind of money is available. See, so that's why this is a legitimate. I've talked to these people personally, and so a massage therapist will come in and say, "Hey, I want to learn a new modality, or
Right.
something like that, to do this therapy for people." And they give up to $8,000 to do that. So clowns the same way. I mean, this is a profession, a skill, or whatever. This is your work.
Sure.
So to know about these programs, so that if we had the other thing here, and actually all these shown 38, Eric. This is a page. All these programs I'm going to talk about are on this page for free at my website, lesko.com/videos, and you can go there. All the videos for those listening or watching could watch these at that website. Okay, 39, Eric. Government contracts. This is an opportunity, I think, for any performer, clowns, and additionally. The government buys more performers than anywhere else. I mean, not only the White House. We have military bases with clubs. We have so much stuff all over the globe. You probably maybe been involved in it because I hear you've been traveling a lot. Now, the problem is it's a bureaucratic problem. You got to find and understand the system.
Right.
That's the pain in the ass, like with everything.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So now what the government does to help small entrepreneurs like you, because that's what I see you, like me, and you're just an entrepreneur trying to figure out how to make a buck,
Sure.
what you love doing. And so these people all around the country that get grants from the government to help entrepreneurs through the paperwork of finding out how to get government contracts. So you're an entertainer. You could go to one of these, if you're a clown, a magician, a musician, or a magician, or any of those kinds of things, and they will find out who in the government buys your stuff and help you through that process. So, these are the kind of tools that Fortune 500 people are doing.
Yeah.
And you taking advantage of. That's when I had an office on K Street, that's what you do. You get the Fortune 500, you get this for free, you mark it up, sell it to them as much as I can. But clowns should be using this too, see?
Yes.
And if we had the Department of Clown Affairs, that would be happening. Okay, the next one. Where are we at? What was that number? I forget already. Go down the next one.
You were 30. Oh.
37, 38, 39, okay, 40. Okay, now this is very interesting. This is an office, they're called business development centers. You're a business, you're an entrepreneur, you're a freelancer, whatever you want to call yourself, that's an economic entity, you know, trying to make a living, that not on someone else's payroll.
Yeah.
Very often anyway. And these organizations, there's 3,000 around, will sit down with you for free. Any problem you have. You have a legal problem. You have, you know, you want to apply for a loan. You don't know how to fill out this junk or whatever they do. They help you. You have a marketing problem. You want to do a press release. You don't know how to do that. Anything involved in that. You need to get bonded. And you're not sure what the hell that is, you know, because somebody wants to hire you. Bonded. I don't know. James bonded or what the hell?
I have this glue.
Right, exactly. And so or an invention. I mean, you guys are fertile minds. You probably, hey, I got a new trick, a gag. I want to copyright it. I want to print. They'll help you with that for free. See, otherwise you go Google for some consultant, accountant, how to pay your taxes. Do that for free. You know, any of these kinds of things, you know, you could get done for free instead of Googling and hiring some consultant's going to charge you, you know, gazillions that you could get for free.
Awesome.
Okay, now on the business thing, see, when I saw you guys, I'm thinking, show 41, Eric. I'm thinking, okay, what would I do? What can I do if I love being a clown, which I do, and I found a way to make money at it, that I could take what I know as a clown, a more traditional clown like you guys, and use capitalism. Where's money? In other words, to me, capitalism is cool because it tells you if you're really doing something that somebody wants to do. You know,
Right.
Sometimes with art, it's hard to really quantify that. But in business, capitalism, people pay you good shit if they want it. Okay.
Right.
So how do you take your clown stuff and go to the people with the money? Well, if you look at this book, I mean, this graph here, it says the number of people employed by sector. We have salespeople in this country are 16 million. Manufacturing are about 12. State employees are about 6. Federal employees are about 3. So you have it's actually the second biggest job category in this country is salesmen. Okay, everybody in business, you say sales training, you look around, you just Google, and you'll see everybody and their uncle charges, come to this seminar, $300 for a minute on how to make $1 billion as a salesman. Well, to me, you also Google humor in sales. And you'll see the philosophy and whatever. I mean, this is what you guys know is humor. What makes people laugh, what it is. I mean, the things you've been saying here about inside. I mean, that's what I found what was really humor for me. If it was just stuff coming out from inside. You know?
Right.
If it was planning it wasn't funny anymore.
Right.
Right.
I didn't realize it. And I had an ex-wife like this who would know, but we had great seminars. It was me all day, and she got back to the room and what was good and bad about the seminar. So I took her advice. We're in business together. So I took out all the things that were bad. Me picking my nose and things like that was really part of what made the good stuff, because the good stuff wasn't there.
It was the human stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly,
Yeah.
right.
That's
That
what the
wasn't there.
clown is. It's
There's
a
real
human being.
moments.
That's why, I mean, I would think. I mean, I sell to businesses a lot. You know, I have in the past, and that if you say, okay, because you have credentials. Nobody out there is selling humor. They're not even stand-up comics or anything. But clowns, man, that's even a smaller universe, it seems to me, than like comics and stuff like that. So yes, clowns, and more people could relate to, hey, yeah, I could do some clown stuff. I can't do stand-up stuff. That seems more cerebral. Yeah, it probably isn't, but you know, that's from the viewpoint
Sure.
from a consumer that
Sure.
I can't. Do
As
that.
as 3 very cerebral people.
Oh,
we're like,
so
Are
cerebral.
they coming later?
goodness.
Or
What?
They coming?
No, we'll see. They might be outside.
Tied up in a bag.
Yeah.
But that, I mean, there must be a way to package that as a training for salesmanship or whatever. I mean, you're training other clowns, so if you just put a spin on it, what makes people comfortable. You spend a life trying to get audiences to be comfortable. That's what sailing is all about.
Sure.
And we spend more money. Show the next slide, Eric. This is interesting to me anyway. You guys are going to laugh at me after I go home, I'm sure. There's a book and about Sell is Human. If you know him, he's got 2 books. He said people spend 40% of reading, influence, making a purchase. Category besides like is spent to persuade somebody to do something like selling.
Yeah.
So to me, that's what humor. If you say, hey, half of your life is done this, I have a magic to help you do this. You have to sell this hocus pocus.
Right.
Or else you can't charge big money. Okay, across a range of professions, we are devoting roughly 24 minutes of every hour to moving others. People consider this aspect of the work crucial to their professional success, even in excess of the considerable amount of time they devote to it. So they think influencing others is the most important thing they do at work, trying to do that. So
Right.
to me, packaging what you have and the skills you know as with this title on it, not how to make an ass out of yourself, like you love doing, but how to influence others,
Yeah.
that you have a product for, commerce. Oh, Jesus, we're out of time. My God.
Oh, my goodness.
My God. I have 15 things like this, so we're gonna have to do this again. Well, actually, what do we have at the end? I have a video.
Well, I don't know about these guys, but I'd be happy to do this again because I've actually learned a lot.
Yeah.
We'll come back.
Well, I got
anytime.
one little. Can we run this one little video? This guy I talked to. This is a neat thing. The video wall, the smart wallet video. Let's run that.
Hi, I'm Chase, and I'd like to tell you about our new product, Smart Wallet. This is Smart Wallet. If you forget your wallet, your phone will remind you. If you forget your phone, your wallet will remind you. Also, if you get up from a meeting to take care of something, and your wallet starts beeping to remind you that you've left your phone behind, you can simply tap it twice to stop the notification. If you have misplaced your wallet or your phone, the Smart Wallet can also serve as a tracking device. If you're about to check out of a hotel and you can't find your wallet, you can use the Smart Wallet application's search function to make your wallet vibrate and ring until you locate it. The next function is wallet usage history. Whenever you use your wallet, the Smart Wallet will record when and where you used it. Then, our iPhone application will generate a usage report of your wallet usage frequency, how much you spend, and the types of things that you buy. All included in easy-to-read terms. Whether you're out for a jog or on a crowded subway, the Smart Wallet will remind you at set intervals that it's still safe and by your side. It's just kind of like your wallet saying, hey, I'm here. The Smart Wallet has made so many aspects of my life just run more smoothly. And I know if you try it, you'll feel the same way. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, those guys got like 60 grand on Kickstarter to do that. Actually, I found, and I have slides for it too, there were 2 clowns that got money on Kickstarter. One to go to a festival and one to go to clown school. Yeah. Oh, thanks, guys. Thanks for everything. And it's Rich Potter, Karen Barris, either one. They're both here today. And Matthew Pauly. Bye.
Thank you.